Hello, folks. I'm Bob Kitchen, one of the owners here at Maple Hill Golf, and you're listening to the official podcast of Maple Hill, the Hill Unscripted. Every 2 weeks, I'll bring you the real talk from inside the golf world, insights, stories, and conversations that matter to you as a golfer and a valued part of the Maple Hill family. Welcome back once again to the Hill Unscripted. I'm your host, Mr. Bob Kitchen, or BK, as my friends and colleagues call me. And today's show is going to be a little different than any other show. I don't have any guests here with me. I just need to get a lot of things off my chest. So this is going to be called BK's Rant podcast on this particular episode. And I just have to clear my chest and get a lot of things off my mind and off my chest that weigh me down on the daily. This is going to be wild. So buy a helmet, strap it on. This is going to be nuts. There's a lot of things. I'm a fiery person. The people that know me the best know that I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm passionate about certain things. A lot of things I don't care about, to be honest. I don't. If I can't affect it, it doesn't affect my life, or I'm indifferent to it, I don't really care. But there are things I do care about, and I care about them deeply, and I'm very passionate about what I do, and I truly love my job. I love working with these two young cats that help out in this room and do all the editing and all that. I care about my customers. I care about my coworkers / employees, whatever you want to call that. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into the subjects and get moving on things. So I've got a list of subjects I wrote down. I told them I'm just going to go on a rant and just let me go. So they're going to just let me go. So here we go. First and foremost, I've said this on the show before. My son was on here with the puppet mocking me the one time, I loved that. Golf is so hard. Golf is so stinking hard. Why? Every single week of my life, 52 weeks in a row, I have to deal with people that want to make it harder. I do not understand it. I really don't. I really don't. I'm at a loss. And I used to do it, but now I'm 47 years old and I've grown up and matured. And the guys that, I want to play blades. I want to play this. I want to focus better. I want to concentrate better. I said, once you all consistently break 75, then we should probably talk about going to something that's a little harder to hit or for a little more accomplished golfer. I've seen guys win the club championship at Railside. Eric that works for us, his dad won the club championship at Railside years ago with Callaway X20 irons, which are designed for the average guy, game improvement irons. He had a Cobra offset driver. If somebody showed up on the PGA Tour with a Cobra offset driver, everybody probably laugh at him and mock him. This guy won the club championship with it. So here's my point. Here's what I want to get across is golf is so hard. Making it harder just doesn't make any sense to me. I think that there's forgiveness and design out there that can work for most anyone and everyone. And I'm not saying everyone needs to play, which is a hollow, fat, weird-looking hybrid iron. Now, for that particular player, the golf club is great. It's one of the best clubs we sell for that super game improvement guy that can't hit irons very well. It's a hybrid iron. Me personally, it's weird looking. I don't really love the look of it, but you can still get away with a club that performs very well without having to go to that unless you want that because it works better for you. So there's nothing against. They're going to blur out some of these words I'm saying because they don't want me to say exact names, but I'm just going to speak off the cuff. So here I go. So like when Mizuno makes 7 different models of golf clubs, we got people playing blades and I want to do a combo set and all these things. You can get into high performance clubs. You can worry about all the things. The guy on tour uses this, uses that. That's one of my next subjects. I'll get into that in a minute. But keep in mind, when you boil it all down, this sport sucks. It's hard to be good. It's so hard to be decent at golf. I worked a long, long time in my life, spent countless hours in the driving range. I played a million rounds of golf. I played with great players. I played with a bunch of hacks. I have been a hack. I have been pretty good. Great's maybe a stretch, but I was probably down to a 3 or 4 handicap at one point in time. Maybe people would call that great. I don't know. Everybody has a different opinion of great. But now I'm like an 8 to a 10 handicap. I go out and shoot 77 to 84. Most times that I play golf, I'm still probably in the top 10% of golfers, to be honest, because I keep a pretty honest score. I don't scrape 8-footers and all that kind of thing. But it's just hard. Knowing who you are, looking in the mirror and going, accepting who you are, I think is such a benefit. And everyone wants to be better than what they are. I get that. I understand that. We're all trying to get that next rung. I understand that too. But if you play golf for fun and not for a living, then my opinion is if there's tools that make it more fun, use them. And I just can't imagine where a guy that, let's just say a really good player. I got to play one time with Ben Cook, local guy. The best ball striker I've ever played golf with in my entire life. This guy didn't miss a shot. He's so good. And He was playing with some blades, thin irons, whatever. Had you given him Mizuno hot metals, I don't think he's going to shoot a lot different score, especially if he knows his yardages. If you gave him one day to learn his yardages, I don't think he's going to shoot a lot different score. He's just really good. So do the clubs make him, or does he make the clubs? I can tell you this, if you're playing the wrong clubs, they can kill you. I do know that. I've seen that every single day. I've sold golf clubs for 31 years now. Since I was 16 years old, I'm 47. You're playing the wrong clubs, they'll kill you. I see people kill themselves as far as golf clubs go every single day playing the wrong stuff. Golf's hard. If it can be easier, let it be easier. That's my opinion. Well, I don't want to play the max model. I'm too good. Okay. We need to check the ego at the door. Just use what's best for you, please. And a little bit of humble pie goes a long ways in this sport. And I'll leave that right there. I hope everyone understands what I'm saying. There's a club out there for you. We can get one that still is attractive to you at address and performance-wise without having to go to a big, massive offset club, or without killing you into these blades. Like, these companies all focus so much on tour and how high-performance golf clubs, and there's so few people that are that good. It's just a very, very small market, but they all focus on that because tour drives everything. And I get that. Everybody wants to be like Rory or Tiger or Scotty or Bryson or any of these guys. And like, well, Justin Rose is playing Muir irons. Yep. And Justin Rose hasn't had a job in 20, 30 years. Maybe ever. Maybe all he's ever done is play golf. So we're going to compare ourselves to them? I don't get it. But I'm just a kid from Wyoming, Michigan. I don't understand everything. Moving on down the list. Zero torque putter. So this morning we had one of the major manufacturers, might even be the biggest manufacturer of golf equipment, in this morning, and he said the consumer demand is around 40% of customers are looking for a zero torque or low torque putter. On tour, the usage went just recently, and this year went from 26% to 19%. It's going back down. I hate to break anybody's heart, but zero torque putters is not the answer or the cure to bad putting, because my dad said this, and he's right. 50 years ago, people missed putts on the low side. Today, people miss putts on the low side. 10 years from now, I bet you almost anything people miss putts on the low side because they underestimate. So how are we actually going to get better at putting? I don't think it's the torque in your putter. I hate to break your heart. I don't think it's that. And the reason pros went back from it is pros understand this, and the consumer doesn't. When you have a zero torque putter, there's nothing to hold the club face square or get it back to square. And if you mishit it, it stays open. If it stays open, it stays closed if it's closed. If you toe it a little bit, it deflects. If you heel a little bit, it deflects. If you have a face balance putter or a slant neck putter or something where the toe hangs, the putter is designed to help correct what you're doing wrong. Zero torque putters are exactly the opposite of that. I know that and some of these other companies have tried to tell this story about how you got to untorque yourself. People are like, I didn't even know I was torqued. I had no idea that I was even torqued. What does torqued mean? What am I doing wrong? I didn't know this is my problem. Like when you're watching a commercial and it says, oh, all you got to do is take this pill and all of a sudden magically this happens. Well, I mean, there's probably more than one way to get to that result in some cases. But there, for golf, I'm sorry to say there's no magic wand. Am I trying to kill all my sales? Well, Bob, why are you saying this? You trying to murder all your club sales and your putter sales? No. Putter fitting still is important. Finding the best putter for your stroke is still important. There's no doubt about that. Everyone has golf swing DNA. What I'm trying to say is that the next big thing and figuring out the next solution. I really wish there was such a thing, but I'm sorry to report that there isn't such a thing. You still should know what you're buying. You still should like what you're looking at. You should like the feel, the insert or no insert. The length should be right. Your line angle should be right. Zero torque putters does work better for some people. There's no doubt about it. That's why whatever I said, 19%, I think he said, 26 to 19. I think that was numbers. 19% of the pros are still using zero torque putters or low torque putters. So it does work better for some people. Is it going to be around forever? Maybe at this point it will be. I'm not sure. Do they have to be $500 or in that neighborhood? No. There's a Wilson just brought one out that's $199. That's beautiful. And we're working on our own story right now with zero torque putters as well, because the product category is so hot. And why wouldn't we just follow suit? People want to buy it, we'll sell it to them. But I have to go on this rant about zero torque because I don't think people get it and understand just what in the world it's for, who it's for, what the story is. I didn't even know I was torqued. What's the revealer? Oh, look at this putter. It does this. It does that. It's very easy to become distracted by the pretty bells and whistles and look at the merry-go-round. Oh my goodness, that's a great looking merry-go-round. You didn't even know you wanted to be on it until you saw it. So all of a sudden, like, oh, I want to be on that merry-go-round. Look at that. My goodness, that looks awesome. Yeah, you didn't even know it until you saw it. And that doesn't mean that it's completely wrong. Maybe it is the right fit for you. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. We don't know until we fit you. But just make sure you're not just following the herd. There's so many cattle in this sport and online. And everybody just wants to believe Lab invented zero torque putters when Acushnet did years ago with the bullseye putter. That was the first ever zero torque putter. And then Odyssey brought it out years ago with the backstrike. It failed miserably. It looked horrible. But it did what all these putters are now doing. That's the zero torque thing. I just have to get that off my chest to just make sure everybody understands that. The next category, this one drives me absolutely crazy, is shafts. Shafts in golf clubs. Man, oh man. I really wish we could pull back the curtain on all the shafts and how they're made. So in the year 2026, if someone truly believes that there is a shaft that changes your swing path, I heaven help you. There is no shaft that changes your swing path. Now, is Bob saying that shafts don't matter at all? Nope, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is you should get fit for shafts, and you should know what weight class and what flex you need. And you should also know what length you need, of course. That's very important. But beyond that, if you want to look me in the face and tell me there's a big difference between a and a graphite design, whatever the comparable high kick, low launch, low spin version of the is. If you want to tell me that you're going to go out and play 10 rounds of golf with all three of those drivers and your score is going to be 5 strokes better because you got the expensive one, I flat out disagree with that. Does it change your swing? Does it change your swing path? No. Is it more consistent? Maybe, but there's almost always a less expensive alternative to these expensive shafts. They didn't just reinvent. There's another company, I don't even want to say their name. There's another company online that's a huge social media marketing company right now. And I guess we just started selling them too. I didn't even know that, but I guess we're selling them now too. But they are promoting the crap out of it, spending a fortune on social media marketing. And, AI reads all that stuff and gets into all that. And AI writes a lot of reviews on things. So, my opinion, you can't trust anything on the internet. I don't call it a skeptic, if you will. I don't know. I always believe what I can see, feel, touch, smell, taste. And beyond that, I try to experience it myself and learn for myself. And I have the opportunity because I work at a golf store. But if somebody tells me, hey, I got fit for shafts, like, I have to have those. In my opinion, no, you don't. No, you don't. And you're going to go, well, why wouldn't I do what I got fit for? Well, because makes an equivalent, Everybody makes the same thing, right? As soon as Chevy brings out the Suburban, here comes the Ford Expedition, right? Like, they all have this. It's not like they're going to go, well, Chevy's making that. We're not going to make that. No, they all copy each other. It's all the same thing. And so, like, well, Bob, you're saying it doesn't matter if I get. Yeah, I am saying that. As long as your weight class and your shaft flex and your characteristics of the shaft are pretty darn close. Yeah, I'm saying that. I'll stand on that. I'll stand on that soapbox. Yes, I am saying that. Now, that doesn't mean just buy whatever and, well, should I play steel or graphite? I love that question. Should I play steel or graphite? Well, graphite has a range that's a mile wide between the most flexible and the stiffest. And weight-wise, you can make graphite shafts 130 grams. You can also make graphite that's 50 grams, 55 grams. We sell them. You can't make steel that light. And you can actually make graphite heavier than the heaviest steel. Because graphite, if you use different materials, borons or whatever, you can actually thicken the walls, make it use very, very dense materials that are very heavy, and make it even heavier than steel. So graphite just has a wide range. So should I use graphite irons or steel irons? I don't know. Hit some and let's see what works the best for you. Do a fitting, let's figure it out. And then these guys that get fit, I'm going to say the names, you guys can blur it out, but I'm going to say the names. These guys get fit at and these very high-end fitting boutiques. They get this, like, I call it a prescription. They get well, here's what I need, and here's the shafts I was fit for and all that. Okay. What they try to do at these boutique places is they try to sell you into the most expensive thing possible. Oftentimes the sales guy is getting like $20 an hour or something like that, a nominal hourly rate. And I'm not trying to bash anybody. It's just a nominal rate for working at a golf store. It's pretty normal. And then they get a percentage of the sale. So would you rather have 2% of $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000? I think that's a pretty easy question if you're the sales guy. Now, is that in the customer's best interest? It sure isn't. So why doesn't Maple Hill fit the same way as some of these other guys? Because we're trying to get you the best possible club for the lowest possible price. If you don't need one of these $350, $250, or on irons $30, $40 upcharges, we're going to avoid that for you. We're going to do everything we can to not get you into that. You don't need, you can. Some people just want to drive around in a Cadillac or Lexus. Fine. I have no problem with that. Cadillac, Lexus, beautiful cars. Lamborghini, Porsche, whatever. It's high-end stuff. It's fine. I understand they make it. They sell it. Some people just want to drive around in something that looks cool. They want to just swing something that looks cool. They want to tell their friends they got a Venice, whatever, Velacor, whatever, this and that. Fine. We'll sell it to you. We have that. We'll offer it. The point is don't expect to just be able to take this magical pill, get this magic prescription, and your swing is fixed and your game is right now. All of a sudden, you're just good. I'm sorry to break your heart if I'm breaking your heart right now. I'm really not trying to. I just have to go on a rant to get this off my chest so that our consumer understands Maple Hill, and this even sounds cliche, but we really try to run an honest-to-God business because my family is religious, and we do believe that you just have to treat people right and you have to do it the right way. And one of the guys I learned a lot from, one of the big bosses from Ping, he said you have to make the right sale to the right person for the right reason. And Ping, if you know anything about Ping, very religious business, very good human beings. I think some of their policies are crazy, but the company is good. They know what they're doing. They make good product. So I learned that from that guy. And I believe that. I took that to heart. I learned that back when I was in my 20s. Now I'm in my late 40s, and I'm like, yeah, he was right. He was right. You have to do it. The right product, the right person for the right reason. And there's so many stores and fitters out there that don't do that. So if you don't trust them or you haven't done your own research as to this matches up with this matches up with that, shame on you. There's a little bit of this responsibility falls on the consumer. You can't just assume that they know exactly what they're doing or that they're not out for their best interest. I think when you go to a doctor, well, the best thing about a doctor is they have no stake in the game other than trying to literally make you better. They get paid a ton no matter what. No matter what drug you're using or prescribed or whatever. Club fitters, it's not always the case. My store it is, but it's not the case everywhere. Some of these guys are getting a 5% from this company and 2% from that. What club do you think you're going to fit them into? Easy call. 5%. I'd rather have 5% than 2%. I would too. I have a ton of employees to pay. So I'd love to make more money than what I do. But I just don't want to do that, and I can't sleep at night. I feel like I screwed somebody over, and I can't do that. I work hard for my money. I think that most of the people that we wait on and we sell stuff to are pretty much working class. They work hard for their money. We need to give them the best possible experience, best possible product for the best possible price. That's our goal every single day. These shaft story, know what you should be using, get the right weight, get the right flex. Graphite or steel, some of them overlap as far as flex is going. If there was really truly one answer to everything, a lot of these pros, if you've been to a PGA Tour event, a lot of them swing alike. If there was one answer and only one answer, they'd all use the same thing. And they sure don't, because there's more than one way to skin a cat, folks. And I'm just breaking it to you real. This is just a rant I wanted to go on. I've been excited to tell this video. I couldn't even sleep last night. I was so excited for this show. I really, truly was. The next big thing, and my boy Rip that works here, Ryan Rip, he's just one of the most happy-go-lucky human beings in the history of the United States. I just love Ryan Ripmaster. I think he's a great human being. He's like, Bob, are you going to talk about golf balls today? I'm like, yeah, Rip, I'll talk about golf balls. He was so excited. Rip is our golf ball guy here at Maple Hill. He restocks them and deals with all the things, and he rolls his eyes a lot. Like, even if you call Titleist customer service, they make a fantastic golf ball. There's no doubt about it. And you just tell them what type of player you are and what you shoot on the average and what your distance is and what means the most to you. I think that 20% of the population, they're going to say you should use a Pro V1. Number one selling ball as far as dollars goes. And I'm just going to pick on Pro V1 because it's such a big target and it's such a great golf ball. And everyone does love it. And the tour guys all use it. And there's 20 versions or whatever there is on tour. The ball works. There's no doubt about it. Does that mean the consumer needs it? Those guys don't have a job. They don't work. All they do is smash golf balls all day. And God bless them. If I had hit golf balls for 4 hours a day, I'd go nuts. I'd never golf again. It would ruin the sport for me. You know what I'm saying? It would ruin it for me. Now it's not fun anymore. Now it's a job. And so they get paid a ton. They get paid a ton, but I think the grind, the mental grind to become a Tiger or Jack or, Palmer, Rory, Scotty, like, is so tough. And everyone wants to be that. Nobody wants to do what it takes to get there. Everybody wants to be Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. Nobody wants to be in the gym 100 billion hours working on, 12-foot fadeaway jumpers from the baseline. Because that's what it takes. It's flat out what it takes. There's no shortcut to perfection or whatever you want to call it, being the GOAT. There just isn't one. And Tom Brady, right? Like, is Tom Brady the fastest? Is he this or that? Nah. He's maybe the smartest. Super smart, right? Won a million Super Bowls. He also had a great coach. He had great players around him. Football is different because it's a team sport, but it takes a village. Golf, it takes a lot of hard work. Golf balls, what you should do is map out, if you want to get better, map out if you're long or short a lot, map out if your chips are long or short a lot, and map out whether you miss putts right or left. That'll help your putting and your actual scoring. Miss it, high side, low side, right, left, whatever. But golf ball in particular, going back to golf ball, that's where I'm at right now. Golf ball in particular, if you're hitting it short more often than long, stop playing a urethane golf ball. The amount of people that hit it short of the green, I bet is 97%. I bet it's somewhere in that neighborhood. I can't back that up. I played a trillion rounds of golf in my life. I've watched people play. They think they hit it further than what they do. They underclub constantly. And then oftentimes the ball into the green spins too much and they hit it short. I don't see a lot of people hit it in trouble over the green unless, of course, they blade it over the green. And that's probably the other 3%. At least 2%, maybe 1% of the people actually hit it further than what they thought. Maybe they got new clubs and they're hitting them further because of the lofts or whatever. So golf balls, folks, don't be fooled by the expensive ones are better. I think everybody wants to go, well, the expensive ones are better. The expensive ones are better. Not always the case by a long shot. Does greenside spin mean a lot to you? It means a lot to me. I play down the street here at Railside. Railside has very undulated greens, very fast, and bad lies all over the place around the greens. So there's a lot of moguls and hills around the greens. So for me personally, and I miss greens a lot. I suck, right? Like I said, I'm an 8 to 12 handicap. I'm not that good. Greenside spin means a lot to me because I need a ball that'll stop because I play Railside. I don't play Maple Hill very often because I can't relax when I'm playing Maple Hill. So if I'm playing Maple Hill and the greens aren't nearly as fast as what Railside is, I could probably play a ball that rolls a little bit more because I don't need spin because it's a different animal. So there's your story on the golf balls. Make sure you're staying in your lane. Make sure you're playing a ball that fits you properly. Don't assume more expensive equals better. And I get a lot of people that go, well, I'm not good enough to play a Pro V1. And that truthfully has nothing to do with it. Absolutely zero to do with it. How good you are doesn't determine what ball you need. It has more to do with performance is what ball you need. And if you don't hit it very far and need more distance, play a distance ball. If you can't hit it straight off the tee, play a low spin ball for off the tee. And that doesn't mean, so I should switch to Pro V1 left dash? No, you should switch to Titleist Velocity. Titleist Velocity, super low spin and goes a mile. It's a bomber. It's a hammer. It goes forever. It's the longest ball Titleist makes. It goes way further than Pro V1 or any of the urethane balls. And it doesn't spin as much. You're going to hit it straighter. Yeah, but I really like the greenside spin. Okay, well, you have to pick one or the other. And if you want to go somewhere in between, that's where the Tour Speed and Tour Soft and all those balls between Velocity and Pro V1 comes into play because it's kind of a bit of a trade-off. And they can't make a Pro V1 that goes as far as a Velocity. It's impossible. It's Surlyn versus urethane. It's different materials. They can get close. And for some people, they're so bad or so inconsistent, they can't even tell the difference anyhow. They really, truly can't tell the difference. So anyhow, I'm saying Titleist a lot because they're the number one ball manufacturer. They're 50% of the market. And I'm picking on them because their balls are so good and so popular by 1,000,000%. But you could map that over into Chrome Tours and Callaway Super Softs, or map it over to Wilson Staff model and Wilson Staff Duo or TaylorMade's models or whatever. They're all comparable. Like I said, everybody makes a Suburban. Everybody makes an Expedition. All of them have a premium, if you want to drive a Cadillac or a Lexus or a Acura, they all have that. Everybody makes that. Then nobody wants to be left out, so they all make it. Club fitting. This is one of my favorites. How important is club fitting? I would say extremely and not at all. For a really good player with a really consistent swing, very important. Outrageously important. Your swing's consistent. We can fit you. If you can't make 4 swings out of 10 that look alike, we're making a good guess. This might be heartbreaking for some people. I'm sorry. It's the truth. We're making a really good guess. a good player, Ben Cook, I'm sure, great swing, best swing I ever saw. We can fit him to a T. He has 9 out of 10 swings look really, really similar. And when these people send me their screenshots of their performance, and that's literally like you launched it in 4 different degrees, within 4 different degrees in the 6 shots you sent me, and then your spin rates all over the map, and like, well, what shaft would you recommend? I'm like, you're not good enough for me to make a good recommendation. I'll make a good guess. I really will. I'll do my best to guess accurate for you or close, but you're not good enough, dude. And that's no offense. I'm not trying to offend anyone or make anybody mad. You're just not good enough. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't get fit for length, flex, weight of shaft, like I talked about for, tempo or whatever. Grip size is huge, or grip type, whatever style you like. There's so many things that are great about it that you do need to do that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, is club fitting important? Extremely, and not at all at the same time. And how can those both be true? If you're really, really good, yes, it's extremely important. If you're really, really tall or short, yep, extreme. If you're really passionate about the game, yep, very important. If you're not that good, don't worry about it that much. If you go out and play 10 rounds of golf with TaylorMade Stealths or Callaway Rogues, and you play the same tees and the same everything, play 10 rounds, average your score, I just don't think they're going to be that much different. As long as you're playing something that's comparable. I really don't. I'm sorry to break that news to you. You'll have a little preference maybe. You like the Stealths a little better, Rogues a little better. But as far as the actual performance goes, if you're in the same lane, if you're hitting Wilson Dynapowers or Cobra, the new ones are called Kings. Last year they're called Dark Speed Adapt. If you're hitting Wilson Dynapowers or Cobra Dark Speed Adapts, I just don't think you're going to go out and shoot 5 strokes better with one or the other. If you hit your bunch of drives out of bounds, your score will probably be better with the other one, because driver can kill you, but it can't make you. You can drive it great all day and still suck. If you drive it bad all day, you're probably going to suck. Putting is the same way. If you make a bunch of putts, your score probably won't be terrible. If you miss a bunch of putts, it's probably going to suck. Your day is going to be bad as far as score goes. So there's my club fitting thing. Next 2 things, my goodness. Playing what the pros play. I already touched on this earlier. I'm not going to get too crazy about it, but disregard what they use, please. It doesn't matter to your life as much as you may think it does. Well, this guy plays the this and that, and he plays the this, and he got less spin out of. Okay, all right. Congratulations to him. You need to form your own opinion. You need to go hit your own stuff. Research helps. There's no doubt about it. And which one's right for this or that. And I have so many people, I want to just touch on this, but I hate the word spin, because people are like, oh, I spin it too much. What's your spin? Well, I'm watching it at 10 degrees with 24 spin, and my ball speed's 145 miles an hour. No, you're spinning it too little, sir. Not too much. You need to optimize. You need to get it in that right window. Launch and spin needs to be optimized, not minimized. And there's a huge difference in that. So disregard what pros play. Well, Scheffler, something like that, or Rory. Like, no one swings like those guys, dude. I don't even think anyone would teach you how to swing like Scotty Scheffler. Slide your foot into the ball. But he works. He does it every time. He's great. He's also smart as hell and knows exactly what he's doing. Playing what the pros play, my opinion, disregard that. It might guide you a little. You might like Ricky Fowler and want to play Cobra. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Like, well, he's playing that Tour 5-wood. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? What does that have to do with your life? Who cares? Disregard that. My buddy, the expert. This is my next topic. Oh, my buddy's really good at golf. I play with him all the time. He knows. Okay. Well, we happen to have one job here at Maple Hill, and it's selling golf equipment. So your buddy that is an insurance agent that plays golf pretty well, that plays with you once a month or two, once a week. He probably knows some, but he doesn't sell golf equipment for a living. He's an insurance agent. So we're a top 100 fitter. We had a meeting this morning with 2 major manufacturers. Won't say the name again because I already talked about it earlier. 2 major manufacturers to keep all our staff abreast of what's going on. New product, how to fit it, what's the selling features, who's it for, all these different things. Maple Hill takes our job very, very serious because we want to be the best at what we do. We want to give you the best product, the best service, the best experience about us knowing what the hell we're doing. So, your buddy the expert, please let us trump him because we know what we're doing here. We really, truly do. I'm not going to say every single staff member I have out there is as good as Dub or Richard or some of the other guys I've had sitting in this chair. I do have different levels of employees. There's no doubt about that. But they all know where to get the information from or what the answer from. And it's shame on them if they don't. They should be doing that. That was another topic this morning in our meeting, to make sure we're giving the best possible experience to the customer. Your buddy, the expert. Oh, my buddy. Oh, he says I swing way too hard and the shaft's too whippy. That's why I'm slicing it. The reason you're slicing is the shaft's too stiff, your hands are slow, the face is open, the ball's going right. If the shaft has more lag, the face has more time to square, and you're not going to slice it as much. But your buddy's so smart, we'll just go with that. And what the truth is, folks, and this is a hard reality too, is we do have to sell stuff. And I've always told my staff, first and foremost, try to sell them what they need. If you can't sell them what they need, or they're too hard-headed or won't listen, just sell them what they want. And sometimes you just got to let them fail, right? It's like kids, like a little baby toddling around. You can't walk around and they're going to fall. They're going to bonk their head here and there. They're going to get bruises. They're going to get sick. They're going to go to school. They're going to build up an immune system. They're going to be better off later in life. That's how life works. And we're not going to solve everybody's problem immediately day one. We're not. I get that. We're going to have to let you fail sometimes. But if you let us do our job, we're really good at it. We'll do everything we can to get you in the right thing. I promise you. That's my daily promise to everyone. Next subject, marketing versus reality. Marketing is so important to consumers. Social media is so strong and present. Everyone's glued to their phone. I am too. I sell stuff on my phone all day long, answer emails, answer texts. I bet I get 60 to 80 texts / messages a day. Different people, I should say, not just messages. Different people per day. I bet I get 60 to 80 per day, personally, that I have to reply to at some point in time. And then marketing online is just incredible. And so many reviews are written by AI now. You can't trust anything. The guy was asking me earlier today about a Cobra Optum driver. I'm like, it's fantastic. We've tested it. Club's great. Still doesn't mean just believe every review. Now, if you see it on different websites or different YouTube guys that do reviews and all that, like they probably have some skin in the game. I don't trust all that. Call me a skeptic again. I don't know. I believe what's tangible. If it's online and it's, I've seen people say things that they never said. One of my buddies, I said this on a different podcast. One of my buddies got, "Happy birthday, Chris. Hope you have a great 47th birthday." And it was President Trump saying it. President Trump sure as hell didn't say it, but they AI'd it into him and he said it. So can you even trust that? Lord only knows, man, but just form your own opinion, please. Talk to people who are in the know. Take that extra step, do that extra little bit to actually really find out exactly what's going on. Don't just believe everything you see and believe all the marketing. They spend a ton of money and they're very smart when it comes to these marketing people. And they have geniuses behind that stuff. And the same genius who's selling a certain driver or some infomercial golf club or something like that might also be the guy doing McDonald's commercials and trying to get you to buy that product. And it might also be the same guy selling Ford trucks. And because they're just good at marketing, they understand what gets that hook in your mouth and what makes you want to believe it and buy it or go chase it. Careful about marketing versus reality. This is my next one. I'll make this short and sweet. What I used to play. I used to have a set of those Ping I2s back in the day. I loved my 3-iron. You've heard this one? I've heard it 1,000 times. I love my 3-iron in that set. Okay. As beautiful as everyone's past and history is, we're not going that direction. We're going forward. So, why can't I get a 3-iron in this new set? Why don't I want a 3-iron? I love my 3-iron. It's my favorite club in my bag. Well, to be honest, this is your new set, not your old set. So we're not going to compare your new set to your old set because now 5-irons are 21 degrees. Your old 3-iron was 21 degrees, so the 5 and 3 are the same. So you're going to get in the air easier. You're going to get more control. You're going to get a lot of distance out of it. So why I really liked my 3-iron. Well, your old 3-iron, to be honest, is obsolete, and who cares? We're not using those clubs anymore. We're getting all new. So you have to suck it up a little bit. You have to get with the times a little bit. We're not looking back at what you used to play. You're going to have brand new favorites in your new set. Please be open-minded about what in the world you're buying. And if you got a salesman that really truly knows what they're talking about, you got to form your own new opinions. And that's hard to do. I get that. Very hard to do. And I'm sorry to put it as bluntly as that. But this is my rant show, so I'm ranting. Online marketing companies like some of these other companies, as the big companies have gotten greedy, and I'm going to say this right out there, as the big companies have gotten greedy and the prices have gone up, pay has gone up, advertising gone up, every expense in this country has gone up. There's no doubt about it. What that does is it opens the door for these online marketing companies to come in and go, we have a club that's just like that, but it's only this price. You don't need to buy that still. Here at Maple Hill, one of our specialties is having last year's product at a killer price. We, generally speaking, have a Wilson Golf Club that's on a really good deal. We, generally speaking, have a Cobra. Oftentimes we have Mizuno, Cleveland Srixon, almost always a Callaway. TaylorMade makes something in that price point usually. There's a lot of different clubs that are available. Even Mizuno, they brought out the MX Speed Metal. Hit a price point. It's here to knock down You don't need to buy that. There's good stuff, better resale value, better R&D behind it. Warranty issues. If you have a warranty, it's easier to deal with it. Yeah, but these look just like the TaylorMade P790s. Yeah, they are. And the truth is, if you went out and played with or P790s, you're probably going to shoot about the same scores because most people just aren't that good. But you don't need to spend $700 or $800 on we have a deal on an iron at $499 or $549 or somewhere in that range. So if you do a little bit of research or, hey, I was kind of looking at this, what would you recommend? We have your solution. We can do it. So online marketing companies, avoid them, please. Back to my last thing. I want to wrap this up. People work hard for their money. It drives me nuts when social marketing media companies win. And I've always been the type that cheers for the underdog, and I'm always the type that I feel like my life, I kind of swam upstream, but I also feel that I think that was God's purpose for me to do things differently than other people, and I think that's my purpose. Get people to look at things different than what maybe the norm or the cattle, as I said earlier in the show. I'm not saying if you're with me or against me, but I am saying if you'd hear me out and listen to this entire podcast, I appreciate you listening to it. You work hard for your money, man. Spend it wisely. And I'm not saying you have to spend every dime with Maple Hill. I get that. There's a lot of options. There's good stuff out there. There's also counterfeiters and a bunch of BS, Temu type of stuff like out in the world. We're never going to screw you. We're going to try to do our absolute best for you. And I hope you believe that because it's a God's honest truth. So club fitting, all these different things I brought up, they're not irrelevant. They are relevant. You just have to know what you're doing and what you're talking about, and don't listen to your buddy and don't believe social marketing. Come in here, talk to our staff, get to know them a little bit. If you truly love and have passion for this sport like I do and most of my staff does, we're going to work our absolute best to hit a price point you want to hit and to find out to maximize the club for what you're doing. If you don't care about price, you just want the best thing in the world that's the most expensive, or you want the fancy limited edition irons or anything like that, we have that too. We cover that base. We understand that customer exists. It's not a huge customer base, but it exists. That's why the companies make this stuff. So we'll sell that too. But I hope you enjoyed watching this or listening to this podcast, watching this on Instagram, TikTok, whatever you guys are watching it on, or Spotify, whatever. So I'll leave that there. I think that's enough. I'll go to the mailbag question. I did not read this in advance. I wanted to be surprised. So here we are. I was thinking about getting an antidote this weekend in Novi, Michigan, but should I wait for the new one? Currently playing a fully loaded Lab Oz 1i for the last year. I do have a studio stock 28. And this guy's name is Richard something or other. I'm not going to read off the last name. Did you already answer this guy or no? You didn't answer him? You're waiting for me? All right. Richard, here's the answer. They're the same. You're going to shoot the same scores with both of them. Your Lab Oz 1i is a good putter. The problem with Lab is it's lie angle balance. So of all the zero torque putters, Lab is the worst. I hate to say that and like run Lab through the mud. That's not my point. My point is Lab's the only company that made their putter where the shaft of the golf club has to look at a certain angle. If it goes upright or flat, it's no longer zero torque. So all the other companies designed the putter to work perfectly no matter how you hold the putter. So Lab has a good mousetrap. It just happens to be the worst mousetrap out of all of them. And I'm sorry that that's the truth, but there's only one truth, and that's the truth. And I'm not totally picking on Lab. I don't like the company, but I'll tell you that that's true. Odyssey, not Langle balanced. Zero from Even Roll, not Langle balanced. Antidote from Bettinardi, my boys over at Bettinardi, I see you're editing the video right now, not Langle balanced. Wilson, not Langle balanced. Why didn't Scotty Cameron just brought out the, what do they call it, low torque or OC? Yeah. Not Langle balanced. Why isn't it? It doesn't work as good if you do it that way. But Lab's a small company. They didn't know what they're doing. I mean, they knew what they're doing to a point. No, then why all the guys on tour use it? Because they're free, because they get paid to use them, because they have their lie angle balance, and they change around the 300 weights that are in the head to make it exactly what they need it to be. And plus, those guys don't have jobs. I don't want to compare to those guys anymore. Those guys, I love them. God bless them. I enjoy the PGA Tour. Live, I even think it's weird, but I like to live. Fine. Those guys just don't have jobs. All they do is play golf. I don't compare to them. So should you wait for the new Antidote? It's not any better. Is Antidote great? Yep, it is. I'm saying both can be true at the same time. I hope that, I don't know, I'm still on a rant, apparently. I'm still in rant mode, full rant mode. So that's enough about that. Richard, I hope that answered it for you, and I'm not mad at you. I'm just passionate about my job and what I do, and that's why I'm answering it. Maple Spill. Caitlin only gave me 3 pages to read here for the Maple Spill, so thank you very much for that. You little sweetheart. Looking for a fun way to get your kids into golf this summer? Check out Maple Hill Golf's 2026 junior programs. Registration is now open. at maplehillgolf.com. I know it is because I sent a buddy to the website last night from my couch. There are 2 great options: the Pee Wee programs for kids ages 6 and under, and the 2-hour program for kids 7 and up. I get this question sometimes. Well, can my 6-year-old go to that one? If the kid has enough attention span, yeah, sure can. If the kid doesn't have enough attention span, please don't ruin the other kid's day. The reason we make that cutoff age 7 is that's about when their attention span's long enough where they're not ruining it for everyone else. So if you have 2 kids, you need to kind of balance that a little bit. If it's a kid who's a diehard, like my buddy's son, Jack, since he was a little kid, he was like this about golf, just loves it. He had an attention span at age 5. We could put him in the bigger kids. The kid was dynamite, still dynamite. He's going to be a phenomenal player. Mark my words. His first name is Jack. His last name starts with a T. You're going to hear about him. For ages 7 and up. It's a fun mix of instruction, on-course play, skill building for young golfers of all levels. Prices start at just $110 with the 2-hour program at $190. Head to maplehillgolf.com to register now. We also have our Maple Hill Golf 2026 616 Junior Scramble Golf Tour. It's a great way for junior golfers to have fun and get on the course this summer. Registration is now open. The tour features 2-person scrambles for ages 8 to 12 and 13 to 18 with boys, girls, and co-ed divisions. It's all about fun, learning the game, getting a taste of friendly competition in a positive setting. Events are just $40 per player for 1 round or $80 per player for a 2-round event. Visit maplehillgolf.com now to sign up. I had my kid do that. Mitchell loved it. Yeah. There's another one. I hate to break your heart. Not every kid's meant for the PGA Tour or live. They're not. I'm sorry if I just shattered your heart with that. But not every kid's even made for the golf team. My son, who I love dearly and is a hard worker, just got cut. He's going to do track and field now. So if your kid just wants to experience the game and have fun and enjoy it, this 2-man scramble's fun. There's really good players in it, and there's pretty much novice entry-level players in it and everything in between. But Maple Hill, the way we do it fun and make it interesting, and you get to play all these different golf courses, and it's cheap. It's great. So there's that. The last thing, spring is finally here in Michigan, and that means one thing at Maple Hill Golf. Our big fitting events are back. This isn't just a demo day. This is your chance to test the newest clubs from the top manufacturers side by side with your current set and see real results. More distance, more consistency, more confidence. Whatever you're after, our expert fitters will dial in your perfect head and shaft combination specifically for your swing. And if nothing else, we'll get as close as we can, like I talked about earlier in the show. If you're serious about playing better golf this season, this is where it starts. Spots fill fast. Head to maplehillgolf.com to see upcoming fitting event dates. Let's make this your best season yet. We'll see you soon at Maple Hill Golf. So I think that's all you guys have for me, right? All right. Well, I enjoyed doing this podcast. I really did. You guys, I don't know. You guys, I don't think your blood pressure is as high as mine. So anyhow, thank you all for listening once again. Thank you too for doing the editing and all the things you guys do. I'm happy and proud I get to be the host for this. I wish I would have shaved and been in a better spot today, but here I am. This is me. It's what I look like. It's the real me. So Maple Hill Unscripted, the Hill Unscripted. New episodes drop every other week, so be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. I've enjoyed doing these. These two young ones have done a great job with editing them. So I'll say it one last time. Thank you all very much. Until next time, have a great one. Be kind to one another, and we'll see you soon.